Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Bat here. Hope you're doing well. And before we get started today, do me a favor. Do you a favor. Down below on the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That way you can get up to date on new podcasts. I try and put out one every day, or at least every other day during the week. On the weekend, I normally try and put out, ones on Sundays, 2 or 3 on Sundays. So once again, subscribe to the channel. If you have, great. If you haven't, do so. And if you have, let other people know to subscribe to the channel. Today, we are officially in the year 2023. I don't know where 22 went. 2022. But it flew by. Kind of like Superman. No. Horrible. There's no Superman movie. No. You can't be flying by anywhere. No more Henry Cavill. But as we are in the new year, 2023, you know what that means? What movies are coming out in 2023 that I am looking forward to the most? Honorable mention number 1, Infinity Pool. This is a film directed by David Cronenberg's son. It's going to star Mia Goth, who had an excellent year in 2022 with X and Pearl. He also has Alexander Skarsgård. We just got a trailer for this about a month or so ago. Comes out at the end of January. It looks interesting. It looks really crazy and demented. Kind of like David Cronenberg movies. Had my curiosity. Now you got my attention. The Super Mario Brothers movie, the animated film by Illumination. I think the animation looks great. I don't care if Mario has a fat ass or not. I'm not going to see a Mario Brothers movie to see, hey, Mario's got a fat ass. Awesome. First of all, I shouldn't be looking at Mario's ass. If people who have been complaining that Mario's ass isn't big enough, you might need to go to therapy. But the animation looks great. I don't mind the cast. You got Chris Pratt doing the voice of Mario. You got the guy from Horrible Bosses, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia doing the voice of Luigi. You got Anya Taylor-Joy doing the voice of Princess Peach. And you got my boy Jack Black doing the voice of Bowser. Not to mention, I am one of those 90s, early 2000s kids who grew up playing the N64 game, Super Mario Brothers Mario Kart, or Mario Kart if you just want. I used to play that with my brother or with my friends all the time. So seeing that in the trailer, the Mario Kart scene, I'm like, okay, now you got my, I was right to say, you had my curiosity. Now you got my attention. Is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, outside of Batman, Spider-Man is my second favorite superhero. So anything with Spider-Man, I'm gonna put on the list. And then it made me the top. It's honorable, even though I did like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, that's not one of those movies I've kept going back and watching, It's a very good movie, but, it's not one of those movies I kept going back to. I'm interested, I can't wait to see it. The trailer looks interesting. So, that's another animated movie. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I haven't figured out if that's a great title or a horrible title. But I guess it doesn't matter about the title, it matters about the movie. And the last Indiana Jones movie was not good. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was not good. Came out when I was graduating high school. Yes, the week that I graduated high school in May of 2008 is when the last Indiana Jones movie came out. We are finally getting a sequel in the summer of 2023. It's been a long time. But the only reason why I did at least put this on my honorable mentions is because it is directed by James Mangold, the guy behind Copland, Walk the Line, 310 to Yuma, the Wolverine, Logan, Night and Day, Ford v Ferrari. I mean, other than probably his weakest film on that list, some might say The Wolverine, the second Wolverine film, and even I think that's actually pretty good, really good, up until like the third act with the Transformer Samurai fighting Logan. But, I mean, Logan was great. Like I said, 310 to Yuma, great remake. Walk the Line, to me, one of the best biofilms on a musician. Ford v Ferrari was great. So this guy and the Night and Day, that action comedy with Tom Cruise, Cameron Diaz, a really fun action adventure movie. So, and if you can't get Steven Spielberg, get James Mangold. So that is a honorable mention. The first trailer looked good. It looked like an Indiana Jones movie. So, you also got my boy Mads Mikkelsen playing a Nazi. We're in the killing Nazi business. And cousin, business is booming. And my last honorable mention is Aquaman 2. Aquaman in the Lost City, I think it's called. I actually liked the first Aquaman. I thought it was a really fun movie. I think it was one of the better DCU movies that we've gotten, outside of Man of Steel and Shazam. So, I hope this new one is up there with the first one. We'll see, we haven't seen any footage with it. That movie was actually originally supposed to come out in 2022, in December of 2022, but it did not make the cut. Starting out, Knock at the Cabin is a new M. Night Shyamalan movie. The trailer looks amazing. It doesn't really give anything away. It's based on a book. That apparently the book is excellent. It has a lot of twists and turns. Something M. Night Shyamalan is known for. You got Dave Bautista in there. You got Jonathan Groff from Mindhunter and Frozen. You got Rupert Grint. Oh my god, Ron Weasley has a new job. He's finally in a movie since Harry Potter. We got Ant-Man Quantumania. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. I like the first trailer. It looks good, fun, interesting. Really getting into the quantum realm. I'm just hoping this doesn't become another Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where we're expecting all this stuff to happen and cameos, and we were completely let down. I hope this Quantumania actually delivers. And Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Majors returning from what we saw in the Loki Season 1. So it has some potential. Even though I was not a big fan of the second Ant-Man movie, I consider that one of the worst MCU films so far. But hey, you can always have a comeback. 3. Adonis Creed is back. Michael B. Jordan is not only starring in this one, but he also directed this film for the first time. You got Jonathan Majors playing the antagonist this time. You got Sylvester Stallone is not in this movie. He has no part in this Creed movie. This will be the first non-Sylvester Stallone movie in the Rocky universe. Then we got Scream 6. We just got that first trailer a couple weeks ago. Even though funny enough, we just had a Scream movie in January of 2022. So only a little bit over a year later, we're finally getting a new Scream movie. I like not waiting 15 years for a sequel. Makes me feel good. This one is not going to be in Woodsboro. It's going to be in New York. New York, new rules. is the tagline. I like it. Great marketing. And you know, a lot of movies have sequels in New York. You know? Home Alone. Lost in New York. I wonder if Tim Curry's going to show up. Maybe he's going to be Ghostface instead of Pennywise. Hey. Talk about a twist. Talk about a major twist. But yeah, even though like that, I was disappointed in the last Scream movie. It had some great things in it, but I think overall it was still disappointing in the overall franchise of Scream. And that's my my number one favorite horror franchise is Scream. So even if the last one kind of disappointed me a little bit, I still enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to this. You got Jenna Ortega back. She's 100% on the rise after 2022. You got Melissa Barrera in there. You got my girl, well not my girl, but okay, one of the best characters in the entire Scream franchise returning, Kirby Reed, played by Hayden Panettiere, returning. You got Dermot Mulroney in here. You know, you got a couple other people. Then we got Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Looking forward to this. I love the first Shazam. Actually, that was my second favorite comic book film in 2019. 2019? Yeah, 2019. Trying to think. 2018? 2019. 2019. Really enjoyed it. Outside of Endgame that year. It was 2019, right? Anyway, 2018, 2019. It was my second favorite comic book movie of that year. Behind one of the Avengers movies. Infinity War or Endgame. Whatever one. I like, this one looks good. Looks fun. You got Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu as the villains. Yeah, I hope it's good. I hope it's fun. Like the Mama Yanga. John Wick Chapter 4. Or John Wick 4. I don't think they can make up their mind on, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 2, then you got Chapter 3, Parabellum. That was just John Wick 4. No chapter, no subtitle, just John Wick 4. When we got, everyone saying I'm back. And yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. He's back. And this new one from that trailer looks even more action-packed than the other ones. But you got my boy Pennywise Magoo, Bill Skarsgård, playing the villain without all that makeup on, so we'll see if he's still a terrifying villain without the makeup. Looking forward to this. I love the John Wick franchise. One of the best action franchises going right now. Then we got Dungeons and Dragons, a reboot of the popular board game. And people remember back in the 2000s, no, not in the 2000s, in 2000, they actually made a movie, Dungeons and Dragons, with Jeremy Irons as the villain. I remember that movie. It was horrible. And now they have a new one with Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Hugh Grant, Sophia Lillis from It. The trailer looks great. It looks fun. It looks like a fun action-adventure movie. Who doesn't love Chris Pine? So I'm actually looking forward to that. And actually, on one of my most anticipated. Which, like I said, up until that first trailer, it would have never been a movie on my list. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This will be the third film in the Guardians trilogy. James Gunn is back writing and directing. You got the cast back. This time we're going to see Adam Warlock. Can't wait for that. And that first trailer looks like it's going to have a lot of humor, but also a lot of emotion to it. So, and I like the Guardians movies, both the first and the second one. So, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Flash. I know, Ezra Miller is a piece of shit. We all know that. And guess what? I've never even liked Ezra Miller as the Flash. I thought he was the weakest point in the Justice League movies. But guess what? I'm putting this on my list not because of Ezra Miller, because he is a piece of shit. I'm putting this on because I want to see Michael Keaton back as Batman. Especially now that they canceled the Batgirl movie, which we would have seen Michael Keaton as Batman in that. But guess what? We're going to see Batman, Michael Keaton, back as Batman in the Flash movie, and he's supposed to be in the entire movie. So then we're going to be seeing a lot of Batman. We're also going to see my boy Benji the Bat, Ben Affleck, also be in the movie as Batman. 2 Batmans for the price of 1. Hey! And we never had a Flash movie, so, yeah, and it's written by Andy Muschietti, who did It Chapter 1 and 2, so, you know, at least for Michael Keaton, Benji the Bat, and Andy Muschietti, I had to put this on my list. Mission Impossible 6, Dead Reckoning Part 1. This movie was actually supposed to come out in 2022 with Top Gun Maverick. That means Tom Cruise would have truly ruled the entire year of 2022, but they moved it to 2023. I love this franchise. Ever since Mission Impossible 3, I've been on board all the way through. I think the last 2 Mission Impossible movies, Rogue Nation and Fallout, have been the best action movies in the past 20 years. I will argue with anyone on that. I will win. I promise you. Tom Cruise is back again as Ethan Hunt. You got Rebecca Ferguson in there. You got Simon Pegg back. You got a new villain. And who knows what else is going to happen. You also got the guy all the way back from the original in there too. You got Vanessa Kirby back. That first show we got last Memorial Day weekend looked great. I'm actually surprised they haven't dropped a new trailer yet. Maybe they'll do that during the Super Bowl. That would be the perfect time to do it. But yeah, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Even though I said I don't have an actual list, Mission Impossible will probably be like my number 2 most anticipated movie of the year. Then we got a new Christopher Nolan movie, Oppenheimer. We just got that first official trailer about 2 weeks ago. Cillian Murphy, playing Oppenheimer, finally getting a starring role in a movie 20 years after debuting in 28 Days Later. This is a stacked cast also. Emily Blunt, Florence Pugh, Robert Downey Jr., and about 20 other actors I can't name off the top of my head. And like this, directed by Christopher Nolan. Even though I was not a fan of his last movie, Tenet, maybe I need to go back and watch that movie. I've only seen it once. But everything else, I mean, you go back to Memento, Insomnia, The Prestige, I was in the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Interstellar, Dunkirk. I mean, come on. And a lot of people don't realize, he's making this Oppenheimer movie. But I would not be surprised, back in like the mid-2000s, Christopher Nolan wanted to make a movie on Howard Hughes. And he wasn't able to because Martin Scorsese was already working on a Howard Hughes movie. And Christopher Nolan wasn't at the top on the list of directors like he is now. That he just says a movie and they'll let him do it no matter what. This was like that before Batman, so he only had really Insomnia. Yeah, Memento, but only those 2 movies to his name. So, and he was going to have Jim Carrey play Howard Hughes. That would have been very interesting. We got The Equalizer 3. I like that first Equalizer movie. I like the second one. This one, once again, Denzel Washington returning And you got Dakota Fanning coming in. Yay! Dakota Fanning, Denzel Washington did a movie directed by Tony Scott in 2004 called Man on Fire. That's actually one of my favorite Denzel Washington movies. Right up there, like my number 2. And the chemistry between Denzel and Dakota Fanning was perfect. So hopefully they have that same chemistry in this Equalizer movie. And it was an awesome action movie. We're in for a treat. To the original Exorcist. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. This is going to be directed by David Gordon Green, who just gave us a new Halloween trilogy that came out in 2018, 2021, and this last year, 2022. I liked that first Halloween movie he did. The last two were disappointing. But if he can keep up what he did with that first Halloween in this new Exorcist movie, great. Ellen Bernstein is returning as the mother from the first one. That's exciting too. She's really old. That kind of scares me. She's very old and she's going to be on the Exorcist movie. I'm not wishing anything bad, but don't be surprised if something in the news says Ellen Bernstein died on the set of The Exorcist. Because she's like 90 years old. Dune Part 2. Dune Part 1 was one of my favorite movies of 2021. By that time has flown by. So, even though I didn't put up my top 10 in 2021, Dune Part 1 was one of my favorites. Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, so many actors, Dave Bautista, Javier Bardem, Zendaya, Stellan Skarsgård. Great movie, great cinematography, directed by Denis Villeneuve. Back again. Can't wait for this. I'm glad we only had to wait 2 years instead of 5 years for a sequel. So Dune Part 2. The Hunger Games prequel. I forget the actual full title. Songbirds and Snakes. I don't know. It's a prequel. Rachel Zegler from West Side Story is playing the main female lead. This one deals with more of the rising of President Snow from young teenage boy to President. Happy birthday, Mr. President Snow. I like the Hunger Games movies. The ones with Jennifer Lawrence. Especially that second one, I thought that was great. I enjoyed the first one a lot. The third one split into 2 movies. I don't think they needed to do that. I think they could have made 1 movie. It had to be like 2.5 hours. But hey, not my call. Salem's Lot. This movie was actually supposed to come out in 2020. Originally supposed to come out in 2022 in September. Then they moved it to April in 2023. Now it has no release date. So you might be thinking, Matt, why would you put this on there if there's still not a release date for it? Well, in the past 2 weeks, Warner Brothers ain't come out and gave it the runtime of 1 hour and 55 minutes. So that was a huge sign that, okay, this movie is going to be coming out. And then last week, they actually gave us the rating, a rated R rating for the movie. So back-to-back weeks, we've gotten some news about the movie. So between the rating and the runtime, I do have a feeling in the next coming couple weeks, we will get an official release date. Salem's Lot is based on a Stephen King novel. There's also a remake. They did the original, I think, in the 70s. That was like almost a 3-hour movie. This one is directed by Gary Dobinson. I'm butchering the last name. He wrote It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. He directed Annabelle Comes Home, which I like. That's actually one of my favorite Annabelle movies. My favorite Annabelle movies in the franchise. So, and also, a lot of people don't know this about me. I'm a fan of vampire movies. A lot of people don't know that. I like my vampire films. I don't think we get a lot of great vampire movies anymore. But I even started working on my own vampire story in 2017. As you knew, not this notebook, but a notebook somewhere else that has the story beats from beginning to end for that script. I just need to finally sit down and write it. But that's a vampire story that I've always wanted to do. I would love to also make a vampire movie one day. So I'm a fan of vampire films and the TV show like we got in 2021, Midnight Mass on Netflix. So this is supposed to be a very scary vampire movie, rated R. So whenever it does come out, I have a feeling that they did move it from April 2023. I would not be surprised if it comes out either in the summer or in the fall around October for Halloween season. That would make sense. And that is 65, starring Adam Driver. This looks like Planet of the Apes meets Jurassic Park. Adam Driver is an explorer. He goes to this planet. I don't know if he crashes on the planet or what. He lands on the planet. He's with this little girl. And there's dinosaurs all over the planet. So I don't know if he goes. I don't know if he goes through a wormhole, and he actually goes back in time. Hence the title 65 million years, or what? Well, this might sound, based on the trailer, it looks interesting. It looks awesome. Produced by Sam Raimi, which he also did. He produced Krull, which I really liked in 2019. This is what Jurassic World Dominion should have been. A planet filled with dinosaurs and having to learn how to survive. So this will be our Jurassic World movie of 2023. One is The Killer. There's going to be a Netflix movie starring Michael Fassbender. And most people have no idea what this movie is. But you're going to know in about 2 seconds. It's directed by David Fincher. Yes. David Fincher is back making another serial killer movie, something he is very great at. 7, Zodiac, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I love David Fincher. He's one of my favorite directors. He has Michael Fassbender playing a serial killer. Once again, you had my curiosity. Now you got my attention. It's going to be on Netflix. So I don't know when this is going to come out. They haven't given a release date, but it is going to come out in 2023. So, like I said, anything with David Fincher, I'm on board for. Then you say it's a serial killer movie, I'm in. Now I got one more movie, and I'm not 100% sure. I even have a question mark behind the movie. If it's actually going to come out in 2023, it might. It might. And that's what I'm going to say. It might. They've been filming for almost 3 months now. And that is the Ana de Armas John Wick spinoff, Ballerina. I've obviously talked about this movie a lot on my channel. The John Wick spinoff, dealing with the ballerina we saw in John Wick Chapter 3. Ana de Armas is playing the ballerina. The casting keeps getting bigger and bigger. Directed by Len Wiseman, who did Live Free and Die Hard in the first 2 Underworld movies. So you like him as an action director, and that's what the John Wick movies are, action movies. So I'm not sure if this movie's coming out in 2023. It might. It might be a late fall release, like maybe November, December. It could be. Like I said, they've been filming for almost 3 months now. And we're only in January. So it could be wrapping up production. So, and people. Yeah, you people. If you don't remember the first John Wick movie, you probably don't remember because not many people saw this in the theater, the first John Wick. But that first John Wick movie came out in November of 2014. So then the second one came out in February, then the third one came out in May, and this new one, John Wick 4, is going to come out in March. So they never had a specific time of release. And like I said, the first John Wick did come out in November of that year it was released. So there is a possibility, as Jim Carrey would say. So you're saying there's a chance that Ballerina could come out in like November. Also, the same people behind John Wick also did Violent Night, which came out this last December. So, I bet a Ballerina could come out in December also. Action movie. So, we'll see. Both in my honorable mentions and my most anticipated for 2023. And people, I'm just going to tell you right now, like I said, I made a list. Some of these are highlighted. Some of these are not. This is an entire page of movies. This is almost another entire page of movies for 2023. I didn't name every movie I put on this list. I couldn't. There's also movies that I don't know, like the new Martin Scorsese movie, Killers of the Flower Moon with Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know when that's going to come out. It's going to come out in 2023. But that's also going to be on Apple TV, so I don't have Apple. So, I wasn't going to put it on my list, even though Martin Scorsese is my favorite director. And I love my boy Leonardo DiCaprio. Anyway, but, that's a movie I don't know when it's going to come out. I don't have Apple TV, so for now, I'm not going to put it on my list. Even though if it was a theatrical movie, that'd be probably like my number 2. And you got Scorsese and DiCaprio. Come on. And we haven't seen them work together since. Anyway, so those are my most anticipated. Let me know in the comments, what movies are you most anticipating for 2023? Did any of the ones I mentioned make it on your list? Or are there other ones that are on your list that you might like? The Evil Dead movie, Fast 10, Elemental, Barbie, come on Barbie, let's go party, and, some of the other ones, Kraven the Hunter, Expendables 4, Wonka, a new Wonka movie, Winnie Wonka. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, what movies are you looking forward to in 2023?